So sometimes you can haphazardly be one, and not, I would say, intentional and unintentionally. And, I have 3 adult children. So my, 2 girls and a boy. So of course they're going to be looking at what is mom doing. When they were younger, of course, the old saying goes, do as I say and not as I do. And now I think we are more so into, it's interesting having conversations with your children as adults, and really, kind of it makes my heart warm when I'm like, they actually were listening to me. I got on them about something. They really listened this time, but it's nice because I've had their friends and I've had their friends' mothers say to me, because of you, I finished my degree. Because you openly shared your journey, I finished this. Or because of you, I'm looking at my weight differently, or I'm looking at my health differently. And it does do something to you to say, that all eyes are watching you. So are you really walking your walk and talking your talk? And so I really do try to do that and strive to do that, because I know that there are people watching me that I don't even know are watching me until I run into somebody and then they say these things to me. And I think the biggest thing with a role model is you have to make sure that whatever you're doing it authentically. My message to my team, and this was, when we had our opening days before the semester started, I said, I want everybody to think IPA. And everybody's like, IPA. And I said, be intentional, be purposeful. And I said, and be authentic. And I said, because that's the only way that I know how to be. And I said, I don't want someone to come in and kind of sugarcoat. And I said, but we have to be able to, give it to each other straight, and not kind of, dance around questions, dance around, opportunities. And I said, but really kind of be authentic in who you are. And I said, because guess what? I said, the student that we're teaching today, they're coming in like that. And they're going to know that if you're not authentic, they're going to know if you're being, facetious. They're going to know, if you're just feeding them a bunch of, what. And so I think that's where I'm constantly, challenging and saying it is okay. But also it's okay to not be okay. I think, mental health is real, and we experienced that during the pandemic, and we still have students that are struggling with that. We still have adults that are struggling with that. So how do we talk about that openly, and how do we make sure that if it's acknowledged, it's not just shied away, but it's like acknowledging that, okay, yes, there are some things that are going on, so then how do we help you? Instead of talking about you, how do we help you, get through some of those things? And so I've had those conversations with, whether it's folks that see me as a role model, see me as a mentor, and there's several people that have seen me as such, and I still have a mentor as well. I still have a sponsor, and I tell people you're never too old and you're never too young to have a mentor, because you may have a mentor for different reasons. And even as this journey that I'm here today, I had mentors that walked alongside me. I had some of those mentors that questioned, are you sure you want to go to the UP? Do you know where you're going? And I said, I absolutely know where I'm going. And I said, and I feel in my heart that, this is the right thing. I am a woman of faith. I don't walk around with religion on my sleeve, but, that was one thing. And I tell people all the time, be careful what you pray for, because you never know where he's going to send you. And so for me, it really is, and I think that's why, I've had some of the young people, gravitate to me. I've had some people to say, I know I can say something to you, or if I ask your honest opinion, you're going to give it to me. And I said, absolutely. But I have to tell them, was that always my story? No, that wasn't always my story. But I had to grow into that. The more and more that I grew into the higher scale of leadership, the more and more I had to say, okay, you need to step back, reevaluate your own life, and then now how do you lead authentically? How do you make sure that, you're talking your talk and you're walking your walk? And then what does that look like, outside these 4 walls? Do you still do that same thing religiously, or is it just a facade? And so for me, it's not a facade, and my kids will say that, yeah, mom's always on the go. I am, so it wasn't a surprise when, I had said, yeah, I know I was gonna wait, but, this is the perfect timing to do it now.